An Amazon delivery driver captured a series of aggressive events while attempting to drop off packages in what should have been a routine mailroom. The atmosphere feels heavy as she enters the facility, sensing something is off before the first loud bang echoes through the small space. She decides to keep her camera rolling, capturing a sequence of mechanical malfunctions that seem to target her presence directly.
These people think I'm crazy. Y'all, look at this shit. Just look. You see that shit? Y'all see that? Yo, watch this. Got it on camera. Thank you, God.
Some viewers believe this is a genuine poltergeist because the locker doors slam with significant physical force, seemingly unprovoked by the driver. Others argue the building might be experiencing severe structural vibrations or a faulty electronic locking system. Skeptics also point out that the camera's narrow field of view makes it difficult to verify if someone else was standing in the blind spots or using a remote override. This leaves us wondering if the building was simply broken or truly hostile. What do you make of the driver's reaction?
Got it on camera. Thank you, God.
The next clip takes us inside a private residence where a resident has been documenting persistent activity in their bedroom. The lighting is low, creating a claustrophobic vibe as the uploader tries to catch a glimpse of whatever has been moving their furniture. There's a palpable sense of dread as they pan the camera around the room, expecting something to manifest in the darkness of the open doorway.
Do this mother. It's just sounding. What?
Paranormal enthusiasts suggest this is evidence of a shadow person because a dark humanoid mass appears to peek from the corner of the room. Others argue this is a case of pareidolia, where the brain interprets clothes or furniture in the dark as a human shape. Skeptics also point out the shaky camera movements and digital artifacts could easily obscure a person hiding behind the doorframe. The movement is brief, but the homeowner's genuine terror is hard to ignore. Do you see a figure, or just shadows and laundry?
Do this mother.
Frustrated by claims that her haunted door was just a prank, this woman set up 2 phones to record both sides of the entrance simultaneously. The setup aims to eliminate any possibility of someone being on the other side. As she leaves the room and closes the door, we are left watching a split-screen perspective of a locked space that refuses to remain private. The silence of the hallway only adds to the tension of the experiment.
I close my door because safety, and I fall asleep, I wake up, it's open. Sometimes when I'm in my room doing stuff, it opens. People are like, record on both sides. Someone's opening the door. I'm going to record on both sides. Oh shoot, let me start recording. On this phone, I will be recording from the inside. I'm gonna walk out, right? And then okay, it's recording. Okay. We're gonna go down here. That's the TV. If you hear a TV, that's the TV downstairs. Oh. She's closed. Watch it not open. Why am I whispering? I'll fast forward this so you guys don't have. Did you see someone?
Some viewers believe this proves the paranormal because the door handle turns and the door opens while both sides of the hallway are visible and empty. Others argue that a thin, transparent fishing line could be attached to the handle, operated from a distance. Skeptics also point out that the split-screen edit could potentially hide a person if the two videos weren't perfectly synced in time. Despite the dual-angle proof, the debate remains divided on how the latch physically moved. Tell us your theory on this double phone evidence below.
I'll fast forward this so you guys don't have to.
The following investigation comes from a man who recently moved into a new apartment, only to find he might not be the only tenant. He claims the door to his walk-in closet opens on its own every night at the same time. He decides to sit in the dark and wait, capturing the moment the silence is broken by the creak of the hinges. The layout of the apartment makes a draft seem unlikely, given the weight of the door.
Okay, so this is my apartment, guys. So I moved here in around July, and at least I think around it was like last week I moved in, and half of his face, but it looked like white ghostly. I don't know what it is, but very weird. It was very weird. But then all of a sudden, it's just crazy. Oh snap! What the heck? What the heck? Hello? What the heck? Y'all see that? Man, that thing drove by itself and there's no wind drag or nothing. Look at the fan. Look at that fan. The fan working. What the heck? Y'all saw that, right? This is what I'm talking about. It's doing it by itself. Nobody there. The frick is wrong with this? And to me, now, sometimes, I ain't gonna lie, but the internet ain't on. And it usually come on. But goodness gracious, that was just weird. But this is what I'm talking about. And then 2 days ago, I decided, because I didn't get no videos from last week when I moved in.
The way that door swings wide is undeniably jarring, but the real nightmare begins in the darkness of the doorway. Look closely at the frame as a pale, humanoid shape appears to peek out and retract multiple times. Some viewers believe this is a genuine manifestation because the movement is fluid and reactive to the uploader's voice. Others argue this could be a sophisticated prank involving a mask or a thin accomplice, noting that the low light hides potential points of contact. Skeptics also point out the shaky camera work, which can sometimes be used to mask digital editing seams or physical wires. However, the sheer persistence of the figure peeking back and forth creates a visceral reaction that's hard to shake. It's the kind of evidence that makes you want to double-check your own locks. What do you make of this tenant's unwanted guest? Drop your theories in the comments below. In a brightly lit service corridor, a routine cleaning shift takes a sharp turn into the inexplicable. Captured by a fixed security camera, we see two workers going about their duties in an environment that feels entirely ordinary. There are no flickering lights or heavy shadows here to hide a prank, just a sterile hallway and the sudden, violent onset of a physical anomaly. The reaction here is visceral. Some viewers believe a paranormal entity manifested inside that room because of the sheer panic displayed by both workers. The woman is so overwhelmed by what she sees that she trips over her own cleaning cart in a desperate bid to escape. Others argue this could be a staged prank, suggesting the unseen threat is simply a person hiding inside. Skeptics also point out the lack of a clear internal view, making it impossible to verify what actually triggered such a flight response. Was it a physical intruder or something that defies logic? The way the man abandons his post without a second thought speaks volumes. What do you think they saw behind that door? Drop your theories in the comments below. Retail spaces after hours are notoriously eerie, and this sneaker boutique is no exception. While most of the shop remains still under the watchful eye of the security system, a specific display area becomes the stage for a series of strange movements. The owner discovered this footage while investigating why items were out of place the next morning, only to find the camera caught more than just a falling shoe. The display items seem to launch themselves off the shelves with a trajectory that defies simple gravity. Believers suggest that residual energy in the shop is physically manifesting. Skeptics argue that vibrations from nearby traffic or structural shifts could cause shoes to slide, though the force seen here is harder to explain away. Critics also mention that fishing line or thin wires are classic tools for this type of retail haunt. Could it be a clever marketing ploy, or is the shop truly occupied? Tell us what you see in this retail mystery. Home is supposed to be a sanctuary, but for this resident, a specific bathroom cabinet has become a source of dread. For 2 weeks, the door has been found wide open every morning despite being firmly snapped shut the night before. Frustrated and looking for answers, the homeowner finally decided to film the cabinet, hoping to catch a rational explanation, but the result was far from comforting.
Okay, guys, I'm going to post this on Facebook, but every morning that I wake up, this cabinet right here, this cabinet right here is open. And it's always this door. It's got a snap, as you can see up top right there. It snaps, so there's no way that that door can just open up on its own. It's not even full inside of the cabinet. But every morning I wake up, for the last 2 weeks, this door has been open as if something or someone has opened the door, and I've asked everyone in the home here that lives with us, and no one messes with this cabinet. This is in my room. Now, I don't know what it is, but I'm going to try to set my camera up at night, and I'm going to try to see if I can catch it opening up on its own. If I can, I'm going to post it on I'm going to post it on YouTube also. Not Facebook, YouTube. This is just the freakiest thing ever to me. Like, it freaks me out. It just, like, I can't take it. But I just wanted to share that with you guys. I'll try to keep updates on it and let you guys know if it opens up again. Like, it's super freaky to me. Super freaky. And see, there it goes again. It just now opened on its own. Wow. And see, there's a snappy thing right there. It is snapped shut tight. Maybe if I do it like that, it won't open.
The magnetic or snap lock mechanism of the cabinet is clearly shown, yet the door swings open as if pushed from the inside. Viewers who believe in poltergeists point to the repetitive nature of the event and the physical resistance of the latch as evidence of intent. Skeptics suggest that air pressure changes or a slight tilt in the wall could overcome a weak latch. Others argue that someone off camera could be using a hidden thread to pull the door. The way it swings wide is certainly provocative. What do you think is opening the cabinet? Drop your theories below.
And see, there it goes again.
The evidence we've scrutinized so far is nothing short of relentless. From the aggressive mechanical outbursts in a mailroom to the chilling manifestations within a private residence and doors that defy physical locks, the anomalies are stacking up. If these playbacks are making you question what's lurking in the corners of your own home, make sure to subscribe to Pale Playback and hit the notification bell. We return every single week to dissect the world's most unsettling footage. Stay with us because the investigations only get more intense from here, moving from silent closets to violent physical encounters in the most ordinary places. Our next piece of evidence comes from a school custodian working the graveyard shift. Alone in the massive, silent complex, he began documenting a series of aggressive environmental anomalies. From slamming doors to moving equipment, the activity seems to follow him through the locker rooms and gymnasiums, creating a terrifying atmosphere of being hunted by something invisible.
Esa puerta también. ¿Vieron? Dicen que mis videos son actuados, pero están viendo, no hay nadie. ¿Vieron cómo se cerró la puerta? No soy el único que mira o escucha cosas. Pero bueno. Escucha. Eso fue acá. Uy, güey. Uy, con su puta madre. Y no hay nadie. Está cerrado. Vámonos de aquí.
The sheer variety of activity in this school is staggering, with doors operating on their own and objects being thrown across rooms. Proponents of the paranormal argue that the sheer scale and persistence of the events across different rooms make it a classic case of a haunting. Skeptics highlight that schools are complex buildings with automated systems and air ducts that could cause pressure changes. Skeptics also point out the camera movements, suggesting a second person could easily be out of frame performing these actions. Is this a haunting or a night shift prank? Let us know what you think. Deep within a subterranean excavation site, an operator captures something that defies any logical explanation. The environment is naturally oppressive, dark, cramped, and filled with the mechanical echoes of heavy machinery. But as the camera pans across the salt-crusted walls and into the void of the tunnel, a sound begins to emerge that shouldn't be there. It's a rhythmic, high-pitched wail that seems to resonate from the very earth itself. Some viewers believe this is a genuine recording of a GOM or a subterranean entity, citing the organic, non-mechanical nature of the screams. Others argue that the sound is merely the result of high-pressure air escaping through narrow fissures in the rock, or perhaps metal-on-metal friction from the excavator's joints echoing in the cavern. Skeptics also point out that the audio could easily be a digital overlay added in post-production to create a viral sensation. This footage remains a polarizing piece of evidence from the deep. What do you think is making that noise? Drop a theory in the comments. What started as a standard home workout turned into a frantic search for an intruder. The man filming claims he heard a violent clatter coming from his kitchen, a sound so loud it forced him to drop his weights and investigate. As he moves through the house, the atmosphere is thick with genuine apprehension. He's alone. The doors are locked, and yet the house seems to be reacting to an unseen presence that is growing increasingly aggressive as he gets closer.
So I'm in the middle of working out, and I hear shuffling and banging coming from the kitchen or the basement. I'm not sure which one. It was loud though, super loud. I almost dropped the weights. It was so startling. Hello? I was just in there working out. Nobody in the kitchen. Back door. It's locked. Nobody here, of course. What the f? Okay. I don't understand that. What the f?
The most jarring moment occurs when a pair of scissors is found standing upright, followed by objects being thrown while the man's hands are clearly occupied with the camera. Some viewers believe this is a classic poltergeist outbreak, noting the physical force required to move the items. Others argue that thin fishing line or hidden magnets could explain the standing scissors and the sudden movement of the kitchenware. Skeptics also point out that the camera's framing often leaves several surfaces out of sight where an accomplice could be hiding. Is this a haunting or a masterclass in practical effects? Tell me your thoughts below.
Nobody here, of course.
Our final piece of evidence tonight is perhaps the most personal and terrifying. A man in France has been documenting strange occurrences involving his neighbor. This isn't a simple dispute over noise. He claims the woman has undergone a disturbing transformation. The footage captures a series of late-night visits where the figure outside his door remains eerily silent, her behavior shifting from passive staring to violent, rhythmic pounding that persists for hours, leaving the man in a state of total psychological collapse.
Sache que demain, sous l'abri du Très-Haut, repose à l'abri du Tout-Puissant. Je dis à l'Éternel, mon refuge et ma forteresse, mon Dieu en qui je me confie. Car c'est lui qui te délivre du filet de la peste, l'oiseleur, et c'est il te fouillera de ses pleurs. Arrêtez! Arrêtez! Vous voulez quoi? Arrêtez! Parlez, merde! Je n'en peux plus. Je n'en peux plus. Bon allez, j'appelle les flics. 4 heures du matin. T'arrives, hein. Elle est dans le noir. Elle est dans le noir. Putain. Je vais péter un câble. Je vais péter un câble. C'est quoi ces dieux? C'est pas ces dieux. Non, 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 non. Non, 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 non. C'est pas...
Viewers are deeply divided by the initial manifestation. Some believe a demonic entity is physically manifesting as that black, rolling smoke seen near the ceiling, while others argue it is a clever digital overlay. The tension peaks during the door sequence where the rhythmic, aggressive rattling suggests a person in the throes of a mental health crisis or under a terrifying influence. Skeptics note that the neighbor's rigid posture and vacant, haunting stare could be staged for viral impact, yet the raw terror in the uploader's voice is difficult to fabricate. It is a chilling reminder that sometimes the most frightening things are those that look almost human. What do you make of the neighbor's expression? Share your theories in the comments below. That brings our session to a close. We've looked at the screams of the earth, objects that move with a mind of their own, and the terrifying distortion of a human being. Whether these are glimpses into a darker reality or clever fabrications, they remind us that the world is far more mysterious than it appears on the surface. I'm your host for Pale Playback, and I'll be back next week with more evidence. Until then, keep your eyes open and maybe double-check your locks.